Hey guys, it's Steve. So today I'm going to be cooking my first ever pork loin rib roast. So let's get started. Okay, so what we've got here is a 5-pound pork loin rib roast. And so my local grocery stores don't typically sell this out in the meat section. I actually had to ask the butcher to cut this for me. And so really all it is a loin rib roast like this is part of the loin, which is right here. You can see it from the side, that you would just generally buy, but then it's with the baby backs attached to it. So what they do is just kind of cut it in however long of a section you want, and I've got about about 6-7 ribs here. So we're going to be cooking this like we would a normal pork loin or pork tenderloin to about 140 degrees on the internal temperature. So let me take this one glove off. So the first thing we're going to do is just, I want to give this little coat of olive oil. It's kind of on both sides here. And we're going to leave a little bit of this fat cap. And what I'm going to do is take a knife here and just kind of score this fat a little bit so the rub can penetrate while it cooks. So just like that, that's all we're going to do right there. And just rub that down again. Alright, now for the rub today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the Mad Hunky General Purpose Rub. So you guys have seen me cook with some of the Mad Hunky products. I really love them. Super fresh ingredients and they just taste awesome. So we're going to use that today. I've already got some sitting aside here. So we're just going to give this a nice coat on both sides. Alright, so I've got both sides coated now, and I meant to mention at the beginning, just as you would do with any ribs, you want to take the membrane off of the ribs. So I had already done that prior to beginning, so make sure you do that. So that's all we're going to do right there. We're going to go ahead and just sit this aside. Take that glove off. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a little glaze to go on this thing. And I am using a recipe out of the Serious Barbecue book by Adam Perry Lang. Great book. It's got a ton of stuff in it. A lot of really good recipes, so I'll put a link to this in the video description. This is a really simple glaze. All we're going to do is a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, a 1/4 cup of honey, and get all that in there. And then we've got 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, 2 teaspoons of red pepper flakes, and a teaspoon of sea salt. And so we're just going to mix this up real quick. That'll do it, and so that's what we're looking for right there. And we're just going to set this aside, and we're going to go ahead and go outside and get the grill dome set up. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this grill dome set up today for this cook. So I'm doing indirect. We're going to be cooking at 250, so the grill is already stabilized out at 250. I've got the Craycourt cast iron grate sitting on top. And what I'm going to do is just take a little olive oil and just kind of get some of this on the cooking surface. Just like that. And then we're going to take our roast, set it right in the middle. That looks amazing. Then what I'm going to do is, the trick here is with your meat probe, you want to slide it in horizontally in the loin part, so you don't want it touching the bones. And you're just going to go just like this and stick it straight down the middle. And we're gonna go, oh, and I've got a couple chunks of pecan wood down on the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and get this shut, and I think this is gonna take around an hour and a half to possibly 2 hours to hit 140. But again, this is my first time cooking one, so I could be wrong, so we'll just see. But we'll pick back up when we're about 130, because that's when I'm gonna glaze this roast. Alright, so you can see here we're at 130 on the internal temp. It's been almost dead at an hour and a half. So let me readjust the camera and we'll go ahead and open the lid and take a look at this roast and get it glazed. Alright, so let's go ahead and have a look. Oh, that looks awesome. I'm going to go ahead and just give this glaze a little stir. Give it a nice coat all over. And since we only need this thing to come up 10 more degrees, what I'm going to do is just give it a coat right now, and then right when it's done, I'll coat it one last time while it rests, because we're going to want this thing to rest up to about 145 degrees. So that looks good right there. And we'll shut the lid and let this thing go ahead and finish up to 140. Alright guys, this thing just hit 140, so we're going to go ahead and pull it off the Kamado and set it in this foil, because what I'm going to do is, like I mentioned, I'm going to glaze it one last time. Oh man, look at that. Woo! And we're going to glaze it and wrap it up, and I want this thing to rest up to about 145 degrees. So let me go ahead and get some more of this on here. Just going to drizzle it on here like this. Get a good coating on this. Put the rest of that on there. And we're just going to wrap this up, and we'll pick back up probably in about 10-15 minutes in the kitchen once we go ahead and slice into this roast. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this now that it's rested. Go ahead and cut through a piece here. Woo! Look at that. Let me turn this around right here so you can see this. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. So, super tender. So all you're going to do with this is you're just going to run down this and just slice it through the bones, kind of like a, you know, about a ½ inch, and you know, it ends up kind of looking like pork chops, except you've got baby back ribs right here with a pork loin right here. So that's it. So pretty straightforward cook. Looking forward to digging into this, and appreciate you watching. We'll see you again soon.